Hello viewers at home, welcome to Global Culture. Today we are hosting a gentleman and a lady right here. They are special people to talk to you about diaspora and development. This is a special edition to commemorate the hosting of the conference in Washington, D.C. By the Corporate Council on Africa. It's about U.S.-Africa Infrastructure Conference. So welcome. On my left-hand side, I have Ms. Kumi.
Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. And I have right here my very good friend, London.
Yes, thank you, Akinwale.
Welcome to the show. I'm going to talk to both of them on a different sector. Right here, Ms. Kumi, can you tell our viewers at home what's the name of your company and what's your affiliation with them?
Okay, I'm president of Sheeper Foods, which is based in Atlanta, Georgia. I manufacture ready-to-eat African cuisine, develop some spices. I'm also a distributor for a number of African products that originate from various African countries.
Oh, wow, wonderful. So everything about food, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and like viewers at home, at Global Culture, you know, food is part of culture, so that's why we are bringing folks who actually attended the U.S.-Africa Infrastructure Conference. Actually started on June 18th to June the 20th. So we have ministers from different African countries attending, and both of them had the opportunity to attend, so that's why I met them. So, my friend right here, so can you tell our viewers at home your affiliation and of course, your company as well?
Certainly, thank you. My name is Landon Hutchins. I'm with the Leading Edge Group.
Okay. We
manufacture a machine in San Antonio, Texas, that takes common clay-bearing dirt, hyper-compresses it into concrete-like building blocks that can be used for construction of homes, office buildings, commercial facilities. These new green technology blocks.
Green technology, right?
Green technology. Okay. They reduce deforestation. They provide great insulation quality. They can be used for load-bearing walls, and they meet all U.S. building standards. Right. But more importantly, it allows countries in various parts of the world to be able to provide low-cost housing that will last 100 years.
Wow.
Provide even ballistic and fragmentation protection in areas prone to conflict. And are very, very inexpensive and easy to operate.
Oh, wow.
It's literally a green building revolution that can dramatically change the face of the earth.
And that's why we brought you right here, actually, to tell our viewers at home, because Global Culture, we're not only in Maryland, United States, we are being watched around the world. And this special edition is to commemorate the efforts of the U.S.-African relationship to boost trade investment in not only bringing U.S. Companies at the same time to make sure that at least folks in African countries are able to use some of the solutions. You mentioned about the housing solution. So we're going to talk to Ms. Kumbi. You represent numerous organizations in providing food solutions. So
yes.
Tell our viewers at home, what are the numerous food items that you have, some of the samples or some of the different items as well?
Okay, well, I developed my own jollof rice and Shiba stew spice, which makes it really easy to make both items. So basically, my brand is West African based. I was attending another event in DC where I've now become the sole distributor for a product made from Cameroon, which is a nutritious noodle. Acquired Tunisian oil. So I'm getting products from basically Algeria to Zimbabwe.
Wow. Wow, from Algeria to Zimbabwe.
A to Z.
All right, A to Z. Okay, I like that. So for viewers at home, she mentioned jollof rice. And if you have not been to any African parties or any African setting, jollof rice is a delicious, rice made with different condiments. Of course, we're going to be having information on after the credit. So let's talk about housing. We talk about food, talk about homes, right? How you talk about the low-cost housing and stuff like that. You tell us about the experiment in the U.S. and how this can be actually transferred into the developing countries.
I think one of the great things that the United States and African relationship can provide is, as new innovative green technologies, especially with the past decade, that have been developed in the United States, can provide very sustainable options to provide housing. Africa really is in a cusp right now of development, and projections over the next 70 years are going to be very rapid development across the continent. The rest of the world is finally paying attention to Africa, and it's a very good thing for everyone involved. But this green housing technology is actually building multi-million-dollar homes in Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado.
Okay.
The materials are locally obtained.
Okay.
They don't have to be imported. Once you buy the machinery, and it's very ruggedized, it was actually built for U.S. military specifications. Okay. And the U.S. military is currently using it to build their command headquarters in Afghanistan.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So
it's a usable technology for the African countries.
Exactly. Okay. They're highly transportable by trucks. They can actually be attached to helicopters, so they can go into remote areas of the country as well. Okay. And
in terms of the temperature, in terms of the weather, how compliant is that to the tropical weather?
Easy. In fact, tropical weather is ideal for these type of machines. The only really limitations you have is permafrost and tundra, because it's hard to shovel into the machines. Okay. But and so literally, it can use clay-bearing soil found in 80% of the world.
Okay. All right. Great. And it's nice that you mentioned that, because viewers at home, our goal at Global Culture is to bring some of the technology here in the United States to developing countries, especially in African countries. And this conference especially has been able to bring numerous organizations that are based right here and trying to do business with other African countries. So, Ms. Kumbi, your jollof rice and your other condiments, how can people get it in the United States? I know we're going to be putting the information on the credit. However, what is the distribution? You are out of Georgia. Do you have any
and I want to say something in that one of my mission is to economically empower the African continent. Okay. So it's kind of a U.S.-Africa trade relationship in that as those people are importing their products and able to sell it in the U.S. Right. By the way, I do ship to London, I ship to Australia, I ship to China, because the dried products can be bought online at shibafoods.com. So as they're beginning to be better, to make money from the products, they can now hire you or buy the machine to build
homes,
plants and houses and whatnot.
Hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah, so basically it's not just food that I feed the people, it's culture, because you know, they get to understand a little bit about the country that they're buying the products from, and that also encourages them to visit tourism. So it's a whole
total package, right?
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And I think you're just a perfect example of the wonderful just growth of entrepreneurship in Africa and amongst the diaspora. And after coming out of some very, very difficult years, even in the global recession, Africa is actually in significant positive economic GDP growth. And it's actually been one of the bright sectors in the global economy.
And that's why we commend the Corporate Council on Africa on putting this together. And just to let you know, viewers at home, there are different presidents from Cote d'Ivoire, ministers from Nigeria, Ghana, and different countries at this conference in Washington, D.C. So it's been a wonderful time to really interact with them. So what's your hope for that?
Well, we had some great contacts. I met several people from Nigeria, Mozambique, other countries. And I think, we live in a technology revolution. And by working together and developing in a true two-way trade fashion, we really, really can improve each other's lives. And I think more so technology has really facilitated this.
Absolutely.
And these person-to-person contacts in these conferences, I think, make all the difference.
Right. And viewers at home, we are likely to have this as a special documentary called Development 2.0, and we have been able to reach out to some of the participants to give their expectation, and of course, we're going to do a follow-up right here, which is very important. So, Ms. Kumbi, talking about being an African diaspora, what is your engagement like? How much do you think you are very excited about this empowerment program?
Well, every day you kind of, I think, helping people on this side and educating people on this side is critical. In the United States, is critical to that bilateral relationship with Africa. I used to be a member of CCA, and CCA provides an awesome forum.
And CCA is Corporate Council on Africa.
Right, Corporate Council on Africa puts an awesome forum in terms of setting the events that allow for London and others to now partner with the right African persons. So as a person in diaspora, I think I'm doing my part.
Okay. All right. She's doing her part, and we challenge those out there who are part of the African diaspora and who are U.S. investors, as a matter of fact, to see the changing technology, how do the market expand globally right now. And like my colleague right here said, the Africa is the frontier for development. A few weeks ago, we brought a USAID advisor right here, and he was able to let the whole world know about the changing dynamics of development. And Africa is the destination. So, London, tell us, we're going to be moving some quickly in this summertime. What is the expectation, and what do you tell viewers at home about the low-cost housing technology?
Well, I think this is a great opportunity to take a U.S. technology and bring it to Africa, and literally rebuild infrastructure in areas that desperately need it. Right. That provide some really long-term infrastructure growth, right. Using natural materials, they're environmentally friendly, right. And
provide jobs for the young people as well.
Exactly, because these are basically portable, small factories that can be towed by trucks. Right. You shovel in the dirt, the brick and block comes out. Wow, okay. It can be sold on the local market very inexpensively for building, right. Or be used to build government housing projects, shopping centers, markets, clinics, yeah, exactly. Okay. But more importantly, the transfer of green technology to Africa really does help sustainable development. Right. And so there's not a trade-off between building infrastructure and losing rainforest. And so it's a win-win all the way around. Right. And I first became interested in West Africa when I served there as U.S. Marine. Okay. I was actually in Sierra Leone in '97. Okay. And,
so we're going to take you to more West Africa, take you to Ghana, take you to Nigeria, which has more of the population right now. So.
But when I first saw this technology, I knew I had to be a part of it because I thought it was had the ability to really change people's lives for
Absolutely,
better.
Yeah, and that was the main reason we were able to make sure that at least we have interaction at the location right there. So, Ms. Kumbi, talking to the African diaspora, do you have any specific message for them?
Well, I would say, you know,
an encouragement, so to speak.
Adopt the country.
Okay, adopt the country.
Adopt the country, and partner with the right U.S. or other foreign companies. I mean, I'm excited to hear about your green technology because definitely there's a lot of uses that could be done for those who are my suppliers. Right. Oh, yeah. So, and I'm excited to see that you are willing to go into the African continent.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay. So, do you have a last message?
Yeah, and I'm willing to actually test out your cookbook. I have some West African friends that enjoy the food. So.
Okay. Okay. Any last word for our viewers at home, especially, in this usage of this technology and encouraging US or your co-US investors in how they see Africa as a potential?
Well, I think there's a lot of great potential for technologies and development. But you can learn more about our compressed soil block machines at www.leadingedgegroupinc.com.
Right. And we're going to be, viewers at home, we're going to be putting all those information on the credit line, so that way you'll be able to know how to contact. And you can contact us as well on Global Culture. Like I said, we are on Facebook right now, so you're going to be watching this instantly. Before we wrap up right now, my name again is Akinwale Ojomo, and I thank you, gentlemen, for coming today. I really appreciate for sharing some of the vital information.
For inviting me.
Just one last thing. I think the African diaspora really plays a role in connecting the ties, meeting people who understand both cultures, and they can introduce people to honest business people to really have a productive two-way exchange.
Thank you so much for the last note. On the final note, I'm going to make sure I mention this. The African Diaspora Marketplace final is coming up at the George Washington University, the 22nd and the 23rd. Actually, this is a collaboration between the USAID and Western Union. Both parties have been on this show before. They're going to be actually funding some projects in African countries. This is a kind of the new initiative to promote this in Africa. Viewers at home, I have to wrap up for today. My name again is Akinwale Ojomo. I will see you next time. Don't go away and look out for the new documentary, Development 2.0.